On behalf of the National Institute of Mass Communication and Journalism, inspired by Vishwa Samvad Education Foundation, I, Richa Mishra, welcomes you all to the new episode of Acchhi Khabar, where we bring you the news that is positive and inspiring. To begin with, the first news is that the Supreme Court extends women's right to parents' property prior to 1956. The Supreme Court on Thursday conferred daughters with equal right to father's property, even prior to the codification of Hindu personal laws and enactment of the Hindu Succession Act in 1956, and said that the law of inheritance would apply partition of properties even if the father had died intestate before 1956. Based on the petition filed by US-based NGO Global Peace Initiative, founded by an Indian, the Supreme Court on Thursday agreed to hear a plea for quashing of the centre's decision by which it has refused to renew or cancel FCRA registration of nearly 6,000 NGOs. The SC had, in August 2020, ruled that the daughters will have inheritance right to equal to those of sons in the properties of fathers, grandfathers and great-grandfathers, right from the codification of the Hindu laws in 1956. Moving on to the next news, Vipul Amrutlal Shah's medical thriller Human receives appreciation for its concept and performance. Within a week of its launch exclusively on Disney Plus Hotstar, Vipul Shah's Human has been appreciated by the viewers, industry and critics for its unique concept and impressive performances by the talented cast. The medical drama, lauded for being an eye-opener, is now among the most watched shows on OTT platforms. Sharing views on the response of the show, Vipul Shah says it's great to prove theories wrong. Many people had told us that people don't like to watch such a subject in today's time, but viewers had given them a reply by watching it in huge numbers. Moving on to the next news. Surat Textile Traders join BJP's poll campaign with 3D printed Modi Yogi Sarees. In a first courtesy, the ban on physical rallies in the poll-bound states in law of the COVID-19 pandemic, the poll campaigning in politically curical Uttar Pradesh has given a boost to the sari businesses in Gujarat's textile market of Surat. Sarees with 3D prints of the faces of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on it has been made by a cloth merchant from Surat. The sari with the BJP flag also has the slogan written in Hindi, जो राम को लाए हैं हम उन्हें लाएंगे, यूपी में हम फिर से भगवा लाएंगे, while referring to the construction of Ram Janmabhoomi temple in Ayodhya. The cloth merchant has also made fabric with the prints of Ram Mandir, different ghats of Varanasi and the Kashi Vishwanath corridor on these unique saris, which are in great demand by BJP workers in the run-up the high-voltage Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. The Saffron Party workers' intention is to distribute these saris among the women so that they wear fabric and boost the BJP's election campaign in Uttar Pradesh. The next news is coming from the research sector. COVID vaccine trials to be carried out upon lions and leopards, says Centre. Chennai Zoo witnessed the passing away of 2 lions due to the novel coronavirus recently. And due to this, the centre has decided to give a shot of vaccine developed in Hisar, Haryana by ICAR, National Research Centre on Equines. Officials said that the centre directed ICAR NCRE to develop a vaccine for big cats in zoos after 15 lions at Vandalpur Zoo in Chennai tested positive for coronavirus in June 2021. Sakkar Bagh in Junagadh is one of the 6 zoos in countries where the clinical trials will be conducted on lions and leopards. The trials will be conducted on 15 animals. The vaccine will be administered in 2 doses with the gap of 28 days. The animals will be observed for antibodies for nearly 2 months after the second dose. Zoo Director Abhishek Kumar said the trials will begin once the centre grants the final approval. The next news is coming from the health sector. We may never end the virus, but health emergency can end this year, says top WHO official. As the world entered into the third year of pandemic, the worst of the health crisis that witnessed deaths, hospitalizations and lockdowns could be over this year only if the imbalance in COVID-19 vaccinations is addressed, as per the World Health Organization. While speaking at a panel discussion on vaccine inequity hosted by World Economic Forum, Dr. Michelle Ryan said, "We may never end the virus because such pandemic viruses end up becoming the part of ecosystem. But we have a chance to end the public health emergency this year if we do the things that we have been talking about," he said. Dwelling on whether COVID-19 should be considered endemic, a label some countries like Spain have asked in order to ensure the better help live with the virus, or still pandemic that requires intensified measures that many countries have taken to contain the spread. Endemic malaria kills hundreds of thousands of people. Endemic HIV, endemic violence in our inner cities. Endemic in itself does not mean good. Endemic just means it's here forever, Dr. Ryans added. The next news is coming from the technology sector. With the purchase of video game giant Activision, Microsoft sets itself up as a one-stop tech shop. Microsoft announced in a blog post on Tuesday that it would acquire the video game publisher Activision, that is behind hit franchisee Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch and Candy Crush. Activision Blizzard has come under fire in recent months from the public allegations of gender discrimination and sexual harassment, as well as worker strikes, all of which increase the risk of Microsoft's biggest acquisition ever. Microsoft acquiring Activision dwarfs other that faced oppositions from the Federal Trade Commission and Justice Department, including the $40 billion semiconductor deal that FTC used to block in December. Antitrust enforcers from the Justice Department and FTC hosted a news conference Tuesday on strengthening enforcement of mergers, asking the public to weigh in on how they can ensure competition guidelines can address digital markets. The next news is coming from the business sector. Reliance Retail acquires 54% stakes in robotics firm Adverb Technologies. The retail unit of Reliance Industries, Reliance Retail Ventures Limited, has picked up 54% stake in robotics company Adverb Technologies for $132 million, a senior company official said. This round of funding, a mix of primary and secondary capital, and will accelerate the company's expansion in Europe and US, and it will enable it to set up a large robotic manufacturing facilities. With this strategic partnership, the 6-year-old company has raised $143 million in all till date. Adverb had previously raised $11 million in funding led by Jalaj Dani, co-promoter of Asian Paints. Adverb also plans to start an innovation lab with the bases in Europe, USA and India to come up with the solution for complex problems in the field of human-robotic collaboration, said Sanjeet Kumar. Currently, the company is expecting to close the financial year with revenue over rupees 410 crore to 415 crores and expects it to grow rupees 2000 crore over the next 24 months. Kumar added that he expects the revenue to reach rupees 7,500 crore over the next 5 years. The next news is coming from the Ministry of Tourism. Incredible India platforms to get digital makeover. The Ministry of Tourism is planning to convert its Incredible India digital platforms, the websites and the mobile application, through which the tourist will be able to make reservations for their journey besides scouting destinations and planning. Transformation is a part of major revamp and redesigning efforts planned by the government, and these changes are aimed at developing the platform into one of the top tourism portals in the world. The all-new portal will offer integrated information and services from various states and stakeholders from the hospitality and tourism sectors. According to the officials, To prepare a roadmap for the redevelopment of Incredible India digital platform, the ministry has had extensive deliberations and has studied various practices and international portals in the US, Australia, Switzerland, Japan, Dubai, Singapore, and Scotland, which are considered to be the best. Additional services proposed on the updated version of Incredible India website are trip planner, weather information, currency converter, and visa related information services. It will also provide flights and hotel bookings with attractive offers. The officials said that the ministry would soon engage a system to operate and update the existing website and mobile application until the revamped portal and mobile services is rolled out, for which the request for proposal has been issued on Thursday. The ministry is also hiring an agency to draw up a band strategy. Thank you. That was all for this episode of Acchhi Khabar. Stay tuned for more updates from us.